What's up, guys? Welcome back to the MD Investor. This question today is going to be, what is the purpose of money? We work for it, we sweat for it, we scheme for it, we connive for it, we do all type of evil stuff for it. But what is the purpose of money? It's a tool like everything else. Money is a tool, right? Some people say the purpose of money is to buy happiness. The purpose of money is to get the necessities of life. Money is a tool. Money is a tool, like a hammer, like a screwdriver, right? There are certain things that you need a hammer for, right? You want to nail, a shingles to your roof, a pliers, a wire cutter is not going to do it. A hammer, it's a tool. Certain things you want to do in the society we live in, and you need money. You need electricity. You need a roof over your head. You need a vehicle. You need gas to fill up that vehicle. You need you need food. Money is a tool that provides us with these basic essential. So we know what it's for. It's a tool to provide essential. But now the question comes up is, how do we get it? We have been taught we have to work for it, which is fine. That's active income. But there's other ways in which we can get money which we have not been taught. Okay? Such as passive ways of getting income. Right? We have other videos about that. So I'm not going to belabor the point. But there are other ways to get income besides working for it. Now, after you get the money, right? Now, most of us take it and immediately we get rid of it, right? Like the story in the Bible where the landowner give the talents to servants, and to one he gives 1 talent, and to one he gives like 2 talents, one to he gives like 5 talents, and then he comes back and say, let's see what you've done, how productive you have been. And the one with 5 talents said, I've invested it and I've gotten 5 more. Well done, good and faithful servant. The other one got 2 talents. I've invested it. Well done, good and faithful servant. You gave me 2 and I got 2 more. The one with 1 talent said, sir, I know you are a hard man, reaping where you have not sown. And I've dug a hole in the ground and I've put it in, and here is your 1 talent. He was expecting a pat in the back. But what he got from the landowner was, you lazy, wicked servant. You should have at least give my money to the money changers. At least I would have got some interest on it. So we are supposed to be productive with our money. We are supposed to be productive with our money. We are the steward, meaning we are in charge of our money. But too many of us have not been educated about our finances, and we are bill payers. That's what we are. We are bill payers. What do you mean? Well, the money comes in every 2 weeks, and you pay bills. Essentially, what you do, your money comes in, and you pay the electricity. You got to pay Con Ed or whatever your electricity company is, your power company, and you pay your credit card bill, and you pay your rent or your bank for the mortgage and the food and all the necessities, insurance and school fees and gas, and the money is gone. And you have not, for a lot of us, have not been taught to be productive with that money, which means that money that we were given, that which was entrusted to us, we exerted energy, we exerted time, we exerted effort, and you're not getting that time back. You're not getting that energy back. And they give you this money, one and done, right? Meaning you work 2 weeks, you got this check, and you're never going to get paid for that time ever again. One and done. You gave us 40 hours, you gave us 80 hours, we're going to give you a check, and that's it. But we're supposed to be productive. What we learned in that story, that you're supposed to take some of that money that you've earned and pay yourself first. By paying yourself first, I mean that before you pay the light, the electricity, the gas, the rent, the insurance, the food, all that stuff, you are supposed to take a portion of that and multiply it. Multiply that money. That money is supposed to be like a seed. You're supposed to put it in the ground, water it, and God is supposed to give the increase. That money is supposed to be multiplied. That money is supposed to be invested. See, investment, a lot of us look at investment as an option. But in reality, it's a necessity. Investment is a necessity. But a lot of us were taught that. We're taught that necessities of life or, food and shelter and clothes. Investment is a necessity. You need to invest your money because inflation eats away at the buying power of your money. So your $100 that you got paid, you know, you put it in the savings banks. A lot of us who've gotten any financial education, that's what we'll get. It is um, a smart thing to put your money in savings account. But now we know that the interest rate that they're giving us is ridiculous, ridiculously low, almost nothing, 0.001%. When the inflation normally is about 2%. Of course, now in 2022, 2023, it's out of control. Your buying power is less. If your inflation is 4 or 5%, I mean, that $100 is only have 5% less buying power. $100 can now only buy $95 worth of goods and services. So it's $5 or 5% weaker. Putting it in the bank is not going to give you that 5% back, right? So you're losing buying power by putting your money in the bank, right? The people who are doing nothing, that's even worse, right? They're spending all your money. They borrowing on credit. That's even worse. So you are supposed to take your money and multiply. The way you multiply your money by putting it into investment that's going to give you a return above inflation. So if inflation is say normally inflation is say 2%, you have to get at least a 2% return on your money to stay even, right? So if your $100 is losing 2% to inflation, you can only purchase $98 of products or services. If your rate of return is 2%, then you get it back from you get 98, you go back to $100. So your $100 is safe because you're making 2% on your money, even though the inflation is 2%. So in other words, you're keeping up with inflation. Inflation is 2%, so your 100 goes to 98, and then your rate of return is 2%. Your 98 goes back to um, 100. But if you're not investing, you are losing. But what you want to do is to get ahead. Your return has to be greater than inflation. If inflation is 2%, but you get a rate of return on your money of 10%, you're 8% net positive. So your $100 now becomes $108, or your $1,000 become $1,080. That's how we get ahead, by investing regularly, paying yourself regularly, and you do that over time. You invest in yourself regularly into a good index fund over time, and you will become wealthy. And essentially, what you're doing is you're taking your money, you're being a good steward of your money, and you are multiplying it over time. What you end up with will be a great sum, and most of it will be interest and dividends and gains. Most of it will be interest, dividends, and gains. In other words, most of it will be profits, gain. the portion that you put in is going to be a relatively small portion. That's the magic of compound interest. You put a small amount in regularly over time, and it gains interest, and then the interest also gains interest over time. This is a winning formula to create wealth. It's a simple thing. It is a simple thing, but just because it's a simple thing, that doesn't mean it is not an effective thing. Most things in life that are great are simple. You know, eat right, exercise, don't don't have bad health habits, smoking and drinking and so on. Simple things, but they have great benefits. So what should we do with your money? With our money, we should be multiplying our money. And the way we multiply our money is to invest our money by paying ourselves first. And we invest and pay ourselves first by investing in an index fund. Okay? I have other videos on my channel where we talk about index fund. So guys, if there's people out there who can use this type of information and benefit from it, let them know about the MD Investor on YouTube, the MD Investor, where we talk about information like this where we just simply didn't get it in school, where we can educate ourselves and our children and break the cycle of generational poverty.